Yo, YouTube, it's your boys, Crash and Lawn. Say what, go on, Lawn.
What's good, man? What's good?
Say what, go on, Lawn.
Wagwan.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want you to say it. Yo, people, thank you for tuning in, or if you're watching on the watch back, thank you for coming to check us out. We are today going into round two, has been dropped on us yesterday, and that's what we'll be reviewing for the day. So, where should we start? The beginning. Lorne, I've got a question before we start. Got a
Shoot.
question. As like I've watched Pedro for a long time now, yeah. So like I'm kind of used to it. When I see a Pedro battle, I know. From your newer into the game, how does one like you perceive a Pedro? I want to ask, do you get it? Like, do you get why we love Pedro in the scene?
Do I get Pedro? I get
Do
Pedro.
you get it?
I get Pedro. And it made for a really interesting dynamic. But for the sake of argument, let's say I'd never heard of a Pedro. Because I do get it, but I don't quite pop like everyone popped in this episode, and I presume you did. Sell Pedro to, like, okay, here's what Pedro's about or what makes him so good to someone who has never heard of Pedro.
I don't feel like you said you get Pedro, but you also don't get Pedro. Because a part of getting Pedro is you understand that you're not meant to get it. But overall, for like a battle rap fan, if you want sheer entertainment, like Pedro is the reason they took sugar out of drinks. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, he is the like ADHD in the dictionary. Pedro thinks something, he says it. It don't matter if it's in the battle, it don't matter what going. I love Pedro in it. I think it's hilarious. And like you could see Bobby was like Bobby I would have had Bobby's reaction in this watching this whole battle because like it's a car crash battle, but it's also not. It's like a method to the madness that we will never understand and cannot be replicated. That being talking, big up Pedro. Episode battle one of the night. Pedro versus Deburke. Obviously no judges. How do you feel on about it first?
Well, I have notes. I mean, to kind of tack on to the end of the Pedro question, I have 3 notes concerning Pedro's 3 rounds. Round 1, almost pure freestyle, madness. Round 2, pure freestyle, insanity, self-centered at one point. And round 3, unadulterated freestyle, killed Bobby dead. What the fuck is happening right now? And that's it. That's all. I wasn't going to try and note down anything he said. I wasn't going to try and make any schemes make sense. I know that the I'll de-pip your apple was just setting the table for the fucking insanity to come. Yeah, man. Like, for Deburke, that must have been such a daunting process. But what about you? What did you make of it?
Yeah, I don't ever want to know what it feels like to battle Pedro because I'm a guy that would just laugh, forever. And it's not fair. Like I would just, I'll have too much fun in that battle, just laughing at the mayhem. But I will say, from a battle point, the Burke, I feel, did very well. With circumstances, do we say like I don't really get it? Like, so was it? 3 people had dropped out prior to this battle, and this was literally a half an hour on the dating, or was it there was some prep prior to this, but it wasn't the original scheduled battle?
It sounds from Bobby's perspective that he picked up on some certain things that he'd prepped for either Tongue Twister or someone else. But by the sounds of things, Pedro had no time to prepare and was basically told, listen, just stand there and do what you do. Deburke was given at least some time. We're talking less than an hour to go, right, Pedro's here and he'll battle you. Figure it out. And yeah, they just kind of just, look, it's an exhibition. We want to give Deburke a chance to battle because it looks like he's had several people fall through. And we'll just see what happens. It's just completely off the cuff. In fact, Gast has commented to say Tongue Twister was meant to be there but called in sick on the day. So Deburke was there with bars. Pedro came to see Hulk and went, I'll do it. And Enigma says,
you can't knock a Pedro.
Deburke wrote all 3 rounds in like 20 minutes.
That's mental. Fair play, bro. Fair play.
It's Herculean, I think. I mean, my notes when it comes to Deburke, for instance, I think it's interesting because, yeah, part of the rewriting process in the first round may have been because that felt actually quite cohesive. Like he was retelling the story of the cancellations leading up to the battle before he then tees up on Pedro, which is okay, cool. He's showcasing a bit of his writing ability. In the second round, he basically fixates on one concept, one angle, which is he does things to unnecessarily travel and to travel in unnecessary ways, which was fun and light and all the rest of it. And then in the third one, kind of hooks in the difference of the generations by talking about his fear of cancellation. And yeah, kind of hooked it by saying, yeah, he doesn't, but no one cares what you say. So why are you afraid of being cancelled, basically? So you had the rampant fucking wait, what of Pedro for 3 rounds versus Deburke's more meticulous, very... it was definitely a clash of eras. This is what I would say. It's an exhibition, but for all intents and purposes, it served as one of those kind of meeting of the eras moments where you saw like, right, this is a guy that's been doing it forever and has gone through the don't flop era when it's throw anything against the wall to undermine and make your opponent versus a guy who's been told, listen, you need to be on point with your writing. You need to make sure you're prepped, yada, yada, yada. And it made for it was really fun. Like, I get it's not going to count on the points, but it was a lot of fun.
It was fun. That's what I say. It was just a fun battle. It was a good little entertaining battle. And yeah, you're right. I guess they need to give Deburke a battle. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair, would it? Like, do you know what I mean? Let him get one in before the... Do you know what I'm saying? Well, do we know who he's battling next or no?
Deburke. So if I pull my handy, let me get rid of this quick.
Because if I'm not mistaken, remember, I don't do the football thing, so bear with me. They all battle each other in the group.
Correct.
So the next battle will be the last ones of the group.
So technically speaking, Deburke's got 2 more. But obviously, with Tongue Twister having dropped out, he gets the 3 points of this battle by default because he didn't battle Tongue Twister. So Deburke would still have to battle Frost and Caveman.
Okay.
And at the moment, Frost sits top of that group because, again, of the dropout situation, i.e. Frost would have battled Tongue Twister, isn't, so therefore gets 3 points. But yeah, so Deburke, yeah, it's fair to say that he needed a battle. Like, it's not really fair to let him just kind of... It actually raises an interesting question. Do you think that Prem underestimated the potential for dropouts in this tournament? Because at the end of the episode, it was frankly heartbreaking hearing the number of people that they said, right, this person didn't do this and this person's on tour and yada, 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 right? Okay, I get there's individual reasons and all the rest of it, right? But considering that they've got a lot of talent, and not even including Briggzy, who is stepping in to fill basically for visual, could they have done more to have a few... Not in reserve, but like this kind of situation was like, hey, listen, if we get a cancellation, would you mind stepping in and being an exhibition? We're not expecting the moon, just freestyle, or just maybe come in with a round, just something, and give this guy or whoever it is that you would be battling some airtime. Like, is that an unreasonable thing to suggest, or do you think that's something they could have? Because I think this is a great example of that. Pedro, I know, is a unique beast in that he can freestyle for 24 hours straight and never say the same word twice. But I do think it is one of those things where some of these guys need reps. They need that exposure. We can't just, okay, well, he gets the 3 points. It's, yeah, but the tournament is supposed to be exposing them. I mean, what are your thoughts? Generally, what's the thoughts on the dropout situation?
I don't know. I don't think I thought about it, but I would say I don't know how many battlers Prem had in the bank, if that made sense, because the tournament commitment itself is a huge commitment to do from any battler, new, especially because you don't even really know what battle rap entails. Then you've got the older heads like who have jobs, like they have kids, like none of us get paid stupidly and then can live off this. Do you know what I mean? So it is a huge commitment throughout what, half a year, 6 months? I'm not sure. I'm just like a long time. So to have about like it's kind of a bitter taste, I guess, from some battlers that are like, if you've applied for this tournament now and you haven't got it for whatever reason, and now someone's dropped off and they're gone, oh, but we still want you to battle. It's like, nah, if you want me to battle, do you know what I mean? It kind of, I don't know. And it depends because not many battlers are that good. Like so, a lot of battlers do it, but not a lot of battlers are that good at the short prep thing. So again, if someone says, "Could you step in 2 days?" Yes, it is a couple of minutes, 3 1 minute rounds, which isn't the worst to prep for. But also with this new environment, is it the kind of battle you want? Like why weren't you in the actual tournament? Like, do you know what I'm saying? That's angles that could be get taken against you. Like you didn't even make it, you're just a replacement. You don't want to hear that shit, especially when I'm doing your favor so you could battle for the day. Like I know it's battle rap, but don't throw that shit in my face. So like, yeah, but then like I don't know. Prem's gone to the extent of everything covered. There should be some penalties in there in that contract. If it is a contract of like, listen, you've not just fucked up a day at Fiddler's Elbow, like, do you know what I mean? This is production. We've lost money. You've committed to this. So should there be a little fine penalty? I bet it stops people from dropping out. But then you've got life. I don't know what tongue twisters like situation was. Hope everyone's blessed and all that. Like life be life, and we know. So like, but life happens. So
The only reason I bring
what
it
do we
up
do?
is because I think this particular example of Pedro stepping in, I get granted he's a unique case. This really put the spotlight on Deburke in a way that I don't know would have been the case had he had just his standard opponent, because not only did he have an uninterrupted interview segment, which, by the way, Prem, I really appreciate that you've upped the stylization of some of these bits to make them feel a bit more unique, like that little two-pronged square thing with the two different angles. That's a cool effect. I really like that. And it just made the whole thing feel a little bit more special, a bit more bespoke. But then you had an interview with a guy who gave very good analysis of not only himself but his opponents, hyped up adequate opponents in the tournament, but then was like, hey, listen, man, I want to battle fucking Disaster in Ireland one day. Like it's, oh, okay, cool. This guy's got his eyes on the prize. He wants to move forwards. Then has a really respectable battle with a proper legend of UK battle rap. Like, I get it's an exhibition, but in many ways, like, he benefits a lot more than just 3 points in the tournament. He's gotten a really big bump in terms of his reputation as a result of it. What do you think of Deburke coming in and now having seen this battle?
I think it gives him the people in his group and the tournament and us as a fans to will see a bit of the Burke because like you will get that stigma of like you got lucky because so and so's dropped out, so and so's dropped out. So it's nice that Prem has extended a hand and been like, well, listen, it's not ideal, but it's what we've got and Pedro's game. Do you know what I'm saying? So it is a good and like you don't want to be sat on the sidelines rusty. Like, do you know what I mean? You want to for that final win. If the Buck gets to the final, say off just no shows, is it as like does that win feel as satisfactory as like knowing that you've put work in and you've smoked everyone, annihilated them? No, I don't think it is. But a win's a win to some people. But yeah, I'm game for this. Like not all the time. I prefer, preferably in an ideal world, no dropouts at this point going forward. But again, life be life, and so we don't know what go on.
No, I got you. So we've got Enigma the Prophet in the house, Gas Buff is in the house, and Pagan is in the house. Gentlemen, Zoom details are the
And
same. If you feel like hopping on and chatting with Crash about the battles we've seen or to promo your future battles, you know where to go. But where do you want to go next, brother? Because I think we've covered everything we need to cover with. Unless there's anything else on that one you wanna touch base on.
nah, not really. Like, there's no judges' decisions. Like, it was what it was, and it was entertaining for a first battle, like of the evening. It set the tone.
What do
Second
you
battle.
what do you make of
Go
before
on.
we get to the second battle? One of the things that I saw was popping off in the chat in particular was the debut of another studio host, the UK's longest ever reigning UK battle rap champion for Premier Battles, longest UK reigning Premier Battles champion, Bizzo Bond. How did you make of that dynamic between those three as an evolution from the Shotty, Robbie, Stro dynamic? I felt there was more, not jostling, but they were all trying to get a word in, and that made the studio segments feel a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more lively. You know what I mean?
Right, I'm not gonna lie, we had a week off, yeah. I actually forgot Bizzo's intro for just a slap for that little period of time. Because it's got to the point where I say it along with him now and it just pisses me off. But like it had man, and you just said it, and like I just got a little flicker in my eye of PTSD of like, yeah. But Biz is cool, man. Biz is part of their gang. They're all friends. It's not like we're chucking him like a random. Do you know what I mean? Or he fits the bill. And yeah, like it's kind of like I know I say I don't watch football, but I've seen clips like Match of the Day of like the excitement of a good battle or a bad battle. You want to get your say, but you just gotta wait and you gotta figure it out. But yeah, it was good, man. It didn't feel like anything was like Shotty was good as well, but it didn't feel like anything was missing.
It's a different dynamic. I feel like with Shotty, he bullet points things really well. He'll say something when he's got something to say, and then that's it. He doesn't feel the need to fill airtime. Stro's much the same, but I think Stro's got more to say because he's much more on the developmental level. But this week, it just felt like they all had observations and they were all trying to add and fill, and it just made those studio segments feel like much better connective tissue. And I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a good evolution of the studio segments in that sense. And I appreciated it. I only wanted to raise that because I've been banging on about certain things that Prem have been doing. And it looks like in this episode, they've gone some ways to introduce them. But anyways, that's the editor and producer in me. We want to talk about the next battle, don't we?
Next battle, we had Hulk. Hulk's been, you know what I'm saying? First round, Hulk had a really good showing versus Briggzy, who had a shit show first 7. How did you feel? Go on, let's go with you first.
Going into this one, I was worried for Briggzy. Like, it's that thing of, I get that he, the promo going in was like, oh, well, he'll take this as a kick up the arse and he'll really up his game. Yeah, but that's easier said. Like you were saying earlier about guys coming in, like, life's life though, man. Life's not going to go, oh, okay, we'll give you a pass this week. It's not going to let up. And then you had Hulk off the back of a fucking insane battle, probably with all the confidence in the world that I can do that again. So the question becomes, how did you feel going in, and then how did you feel about the battle having seen it?
It was on edge for Briggzy, to be honest, because it could have gone either way again. Like you said, like it could have been like that's exactly what you're meant to say. Do you know what I'm saying? If you have a shit show, no matter you can't tell the future, but I promise you, to fans, that it ain't gonna be as bad as that one, innit? So like Briggzy was giving promises, and to be honest, I will say, not a bad Briggzy, not the best Briggzy, but not a bad Briggzy. A better showing. I don't know. I had this weird feeling, right, watching the battle, and it was like Hulk was very comfortable. Hulk's very, like, side note, Hulk's very aware of how this tournament setting works. Like, I noticed in the interview, he was like, yeah, like, this one's cool, but the next one, like, do you know what I'm saying, is good. Like, do you know what I mean? There's another round coming. He's good. He knows he's already points up, so he's not too fearful, and he's collected points this to battle. So he's all right, but he knows he's got 2 more battles to win. But like Briggzy felt like Briggsy's proper introduction. So it felt like Briggzy was behind Hulk, if that makes sense. As in Hulk was very comfortable. You might know I smoked it last time. Let's get back to this. And then Briggzy felt like he was reintroducing himself. And it felt like that's why I think Hulk took the first round is because it was an introduction that shouldn't have been, if that makes sense. It felt like Briggsy kind of had to do the apology thing. Whereas I feel like if Briggsy had just got into just smoking Hulk straight away, he could have, it would have been a closer round if that made sense.
100%. I think the only, again, the Briggsy's first round was solid. I think it was that standing, it was that, as you were saying, like it's like let me just reassert myself. Let me just get myself back to a foundation. But there was nothing about it that I really was like, wow, that's cool, or that's really like, oh, I can take that away from it. Versus Hulk. Hulk, I thought, was similar, but had those moments. It was just, again, it was that game of inches. Like, again, utilizing the UK battle rap chips are down, and then leading into the fact that I'm been here and been doing so great, and da-da-da-da. And then to just then go back to Briggsy with something, again, it's silly, but it works in battle rap, which is you're the size of a Labubu. Like, just instantly fucking undermining him in the physical sense. It just set that standard of, right, this is going to be a close battle and one of margins. And I think that was the same for rounds 2 and 3. But ultimately, what seemed to separate this battle was that stumble and the fact that Hulk just seemed to be going back to the well on certain things. And we've seen that punished in this tournament where judges have just gone, listen, man, you've got 3 rounds and they're short ones. If you want to, condense that into that round, and then the next round, I want it different. Doing it in all 3 rounds, it doesn't seem to resonate with the judges. What do you make of that?
I think, yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, that stumble was detrimental to Hulk losing, I think, unfortunately, because I had Hulk winning it. Do you know what I'm saying? Until that, so, and like, I think it was Los Primo, I can't remember how you say it, but he was like, yeah, like usually that, like we spoke about it on previous shows. There's chokes and there's stumbles, and that was a stumble. It wasn't a choke, but in a tournament setting when it's one, it might as well have been a choke. But like Hulk did switch it up. I think the slogan thing. The first round it was delivered very plainly. Do you know what I'm saying? This is clearly a slogan. Then the second round, it was kind of, it was thrown in at the end, but it wasn't like this was just like, I think it was like the last 2 bars. It was like it rhymed off that, which was nice. But then in the third round, it felt like it was a saving. Do you know what? It might have done him good to actually have that again, because it stopped it from being a stumble to a choke, if that makes sense. Because he's got, right, I've said that the last 2 rounds, I could just throw it in there and like we can call it quits there.
I think the reactions on both of them were very similar as well. I think that's why the stumble was so significant. I don't think I've seen a stumble be so costly so far in this tournament, relatively speaking. And he did recover, and he recovered in time. He didn't go over by, 10, 20, 30 seconds or anything. He recovered. But I think the relative levels of both of these guys meant that it was such a fine margin that any penalization had to be severe, because we have to separate them. Again, it's a tournament. We can't rule this a draw. But I felt, to your point, up until that, Hulk was probably making the stronger overall case. It's just that Briggsy's second, I thought, was the strongest round of the battle. And then it becomes the age-old thing of reactions versus overall technical, yada, yada, yada. So, like, I thought Briggsy's second round, where he was referencing the whole, imagine Hulk's kids at school explaining what Hulk's doing, he's in a field somewhere. And it didn't help that he had the T-shirt on, so he's just pointing to it. The whole life is on Insta, but his bird has more kids than teeth. Like, just real, again, that
Wow.
yeah, wow. Real petty shit.
I really laughed at that one.
But it works. He had to. Like,
but that was an evil Briggs, like not an evil Briggsy, sorry. That was a direct Briggsy, and that was what I was saying from the first round. Is the approach to take, like, you know what I mean? Don't be trying to make the audience laugh, because they're not really there, bro.
Right.
So just directly gun and rhyme better than your opponent. And that's 100%. What I wanted to see. And Briggsy's second round, like you said, was round of the battle. But until Hulk's choke, I had Hulk first, Briggsy second, and then Hulk was edging the third. And then boom, tripped up. Cool runnings. The beginning of cool runnings. Boom.
100%.
Tripped up.
100%. The question I have as a result... Sorry, no, shoot. Sorry.
No, I was joking with the cool runnings thing, because I was like, cool runnings, tripped up. And at the end, he said, it was the Hovis, the Warburtons.
Warburtons, yeah. So
someone laughed. and you can see it if you watch it back.
Yeah, if he's talking
Because it
about
got
Toast, it's
reaction.
Warburtons. Yeah, he did say that, didn't he? Yeah, he said the reaction caught him off.
It happens, bro.
Yeah.
It happens, bro. When you
Wow.
don't think you're gonna get a reaction, because like he probably wrote that as like the lead up bar. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? That wasn't even really, that was meant to, especially with no one in there. But if someone like, there's different reactions from crowds. You can have like a quiet, yeah, but sometimes you catch it really, like you know what I'm saying? You like that, yeah, cool, and then it just throws you off. So I do believe hope.
I will say, we've got a comment here from one Nick Kelly, 2197, saying he'll join us in about 15 to 20 minutes. So stay tuned for Mr. Kick Nelly. He'll join us, presumably, to recap his battle. But who the fuck knows with Kick Nelly? Maybe he's coming on to... I have no idea. I don't even want to finish that sentence because I'd be disappointing with whatever I finish it with. But anyways, no, I agree. And I think the post-battle interview as well was interesting. Like, that was quite telling for once. Because it was all well and good, the interviews going into it. It's guys saying, I think I'm great, I'm going to win, da-da-da. It's another thing getting them there and saying, right, judges' decisions they don't know about on the day. We're just getting to get your impressions based on how you thought you did and what you heard from your opponent. And I think that's when you see the real character of the guys shine through. Because then their ego is either checked or massaged. And you get like, right, I thought, because you both saw it. Both of them said, I thought I did enough to win. And they're both going to make arguments to that effect. That's great. I want to hear those guys making the argument for who won and lost, because they're going to make that argument more strongly than the judges or the guys in the studio or the guys in the comment section. I thought it was a real cool addition.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as well. It caught me off guard as well, because I did think as well, what? No pre's, like, do you know what I mean? No pre-drinks with the man them, like, before we get into the battle, we just go straight to the okay, let's go. And then when it hit after, I liked it. And like you said, bro, their man have just battled. They know exactly, like, it's hard to, like, do you know what I mean? You get home, you've cooled down, you can lie on the internet, like, but the face don't lie, bro. And you know exactly how you feel after that battle, because there's two ways that it goes. You either do good and everyone's praising you, or it's I don't know, bro. I don't know. My man might have edged you. And you're like, what, swear? But like, I like their attitudes as well. Like I said, that was what made me realize that Hulk is very aware of his surroundings, to be fair. Like, he knew, like, okay, I know what happened. Do you know what I mean? It weren't that bad, to be honest, but so he knows that, like, that's, if he does lose, it's because of that. But he also not phased, because more rounds them to come. Pause if necessary.
I think as well the fact that they get an opportunity to talk about the next battle as well, fresh off that battle and the momentum from it. Because I mean, Briggzy was referencing the fact that so you had two different approaches basically. Briggzy was like, "I'm going to have a lot of fun writing for Kingsley. I think that's going to be a fun battle." Whereas Hulk was there like, "Beaten Dojo before, man. Going to be easy."
Yeah.
It's good to see that dichotomy of like one guy thinking he's going to steamroll it, the other guy thinking, right, I'm going to have some fun with this. And yeah, I think it made strong cases for both of them. And I think the studio segment just saying, listen, they both met the expectations. It's just that one edged out the other. Keeps it competitive. It's cool. It's good. It's good. The other thing I was going to ask you, and I don't know if many people noticed this. I don't see many people talk about it in the chat. The new studio, the new place where they're filming versus, so the original battles took place in 33 Oldham. I've been there a couple of times to watch battles. It's a great live event. I don't know how it felt on the recordings though, because it felt quite large and open with no audience, right? They're trying to fill space. This place is called, I think it's called Feel Weird Studios, and it's much more squared. It's like long. So it's easier to create more of a pit type feel, but with enough open space and open air that you can create a bit of theatre to it. Did it make much of a difference to your viewing experience, or did you? I thought it was cool, and especially with the next battle we'll talk about. There was a reference to it in a flip that I thought was a nice touch. Wouldn't have had that if they'd have been in the old setting. What did you think of the switch up as far as the setting is concerned?
To be honest, bro, it's kind of like fighting games, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, the stage isn't that important to me. I'm here for the raps. But if the stage looks cool like, do you know what I mean? Even better. And like, yeah, it didn't feel too big. It felt perfect. Like, do you know what I mean? That's what I'm scared of, is them booking a place and the stage looking a bit too off or a bit too empty. But the environments they're choosing, yeah, it feels comfy and encaved, if that makes sense. So like you said, there's enough for a semicircle and a pit, or even a circle if no one's knocking cameras. But not too empty as well. Like, do you know what I mean? You're not going to hear the doors go, which we've seen in, like, I think it's like engine rooms. Someone has to man the door.
Yes.
Because if you can hear it, because right there, to be honest, and like, you either keep that shot or you just go, come on, and you can hear it in the footage. Like,
yeah. Fucking annoying,
happens,
right?
isn't it?
It's fucking annoying. But
terrible.
I agree, and I thought acoustically it sounded better. I think visually it just sounded better. It looked more distinctive. The guys looked a little bit more comfortable as well, because they were a bit closer together, and therefore it's a bit more akin to a traditional battle rap event. Small thing, but I think that's going to make a lot of difference going forward to the recordings, because the guys look like they're a little bit more comfortable in the surroundings. Just minor observation, but I really liked it. And Stro's in the chat. Was good, my friend. It's an actual recording studio with the ability to practice live performances. That would be why then, because someone's kitted it out accordingly.
Yeah, nice.
So
there you go.
There you go. Anyways, the final battle was after one of these longer interludes. They seem to fixate a little bit more on the guys. So they had the Raptor segment, which is available on the Premier Battles Patreon. They also had the Koj music video. What do they call it? Oh, I didn't catch the name of the song. What was it? No, it wasn't. And there was a Hulk one as well between the Hulk battle. Did you like that? Do you like those?
Before the Hulk battle.
Yeah. Do you like those?
I tell you what, Lorne, I'm not gonna lie. I like those, but I like them when they're relevant to the battler.
Sure.
The Hulk one before, when he dropped the cave in there. I like that. Caves in the tournament. Remember, this tournament's about showcasing them, man. Respectfully, Bunda vets. You know what I'm saying? You've had your time's your time.
Mm-hmm.
This is about showcasing them. We should cram. That's going to sound mad, what I'm going to say. We need to be having these guys on screen as much as possible, displaying not just rap battles, boom, Cave makes music. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, what I thought about watching the Raptor thing is, like, it's cold. I've never seen it before. I would have loved it if it was on a battler that was in the tournament, if that makes sense.
Agreed.
Do you know what I'm saying? Let me get a little intense. No, it's not as easy as you think. Like, do you know what I mean? When I'm in the studio, I got locked down. I would love that to see any of the battlers from new to the vets. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, I get it. Like, I don't know what happened with the advert space. Like, put it in there. But that's a mad put in there. It's crazy. But yeah, I get it. Like, I get it. I would have preferred it if it was tailored to one of the battlers on the night, or if not on the night, in the tournament at least.
No, that's fair enough. And Stro agrees, but can't force the battlers to send over the music. No, that's true. And a little bit of behind the scenes here, and I'll be very, very careful because I'm still trying to maintain some kayfabe.
Let me get a tune, Stro. Let me get a tune in there, bro.
What I was going to say... Well, no, yeah, number one, Stro, sort Crash out. Let him get a... Oh, and we have...
tune in there, bro.
Look who's joined us, ladies and gentlemen. Let me swap the screen.
Am I live?
You are, I'm afraid so, yeah.
Oh shit, you could have given me some fucking warning, man.
What do you mean, give you warning? You joined us
5 seconds ago.
Yeah, I know.
This is your warning.
Like, hey, Nick, you just in the back. I'm fucking...
You're cooking your dinner, right, yeah?
Yo, no, it don't matter. Nick's always doing something.
Yeah, I know I'm always doing something, man.
He's doing something, man.
You can never, ever call me lazy, man. I'm the busiest guy in battle.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
It's a fucking inane task. Like, people eat. Like, it's weird. People, like, give me shit, like, eating fruit at a battle rap event. Like, yes, I'm a human. I need subsistence. Like...
Fruit.
So welcome. Kick Nelly joins us.
Yeah, olives.
Yeah, milkshake and Lucasade, bro. Like, there's a game of
the last time Kick Nelly was on here, he was in a fucking dressing gown eating an apple, and I didn't know what to do with that either. And this is somehow less benign, but at the same time still. And what's he doing now? Are you eating olives out of the fucking jar?
Olives.
Yeah.
You goddamn lunatic. Right. Crash.
That's got nothing to do with the dinner either. It's got nothing to do with the dinner. He's just got that out of the cupboard.
No.
Crash, retake the reins of this show, my friend. Save us. Save us.
But just in time. So second battle's done with. We've done the intermission right in time. We have Kick Nelly here with us live. Kick, how did you feel about this DubTee battle?
Needs more salt. The battle. Yeah. Honestly, man, it was a good battle. It had to be a good battle. Coming back from the Crow battle, it had to be a battle. Both the DubTee and the Redwolf battles had to be good battles and had to be good performances. At this point, I still wanted to advance through the tournament. It was still possible, but I was also secondary to like, I need to make a good fucking account of myself. And that was the mission statement going into the battle. And I think it was mission accomplished. Like, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know coming out of the battle whether I'd won it or not. You know, it was one of them. Like, being real with you, I came out that feeling real 50-50. And a lot of people in the venue were leaning towards him. So, like, when I found out I won, I was quite surprised, actually. But, yeah, no, it's a good battle. I'm proud of it. And it appears to have shut some people up, even though the compliments seem a bit backhanded. I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
That is a really good question. Sorry to jump in, Crash. I do want to talk about that because I saw the Twitter discourse and it was that thing of saying to people, like, put some goddamn respect to my name. Because, look, just look at the judging segment. Judging segment was, listen, he adapted, he excelled our expectations, he met and beat a favourite of the tournament.
But this is the thing, right? Me saying this honestly, people are treating it like it's a massive upset, like Macclesfield has knocked out Crystal Palace, and this is where I take umbrage. Like, people have just had this massive fucking thing. I've done 2 antics, and people act like I'm a fucking clown, literally 4 seconds of my career. And they've allowed that to define me. When I've had good performance after good performance, like barring the Crow battle, like Benny P battle, that's what. And I wasn't even on Prem. Out of fucking 30 battles, I've had 2 bad performances. You know.
Yeah, you and Whispers was cold, bro. I still remember that battle. You and Whispers was
me and Whispers, me and Tech, me and Black T.
mental.
You know, but people have got short memories, man. So I was like, fuck it, I'll remind people, you know. And that's what I did. But like, for me, it's good to get the adulation, but I feel some of it is a bit backhanded from. I'm not saying that's people's intentions. You know, I'm not saying that people have obviously been vindictive with this, and I'm not fucking saying anyone or any organization has been. I'm just saying straight, like, why are you that surprised?
I have a question. And I'll try and serve 2 masters at the same time as I answer this question. Number 1, Stro mentions... I'm not going to read the comment. I'll just say, you asked me to release a live Locust in a battle. So, the question I had, though, is... Do you think that you will have to tame the instinct in you that makes you want to reach outside of the paradigm of battle rap? Because I think that's what people focus on. I think people focus on the, wow, what did he do? And that leaves the lasting impression. But the thing with that is, that's more than a lot of battlers can say at the moment. A lot of battlers are having battles that people go, yeah, it was okay, or yeah, he was all right, but they don't leave lasting impressions. You do. So while, I understand you're getting it in the neck a little bit, and that can have its caveats, but at the same time, you do have a mark that's left on the audience. You have an indelible relationship with them, even if it's built on something that's a bit more of a misconception rather than a reality.
It's a double-edged sword, right? And to be fair, a lot of the stuff I'm known for is not stuff I've actually set out and planned to do. I never planned to fucking take a back bump against Yunnan. I never planned to take my shoes off against Crow. I never planned to take that Satsuma off of Slester. You know, it's all stuff that I've done in the moment, and that's just what my instinct has told me. But
that makes you unpredictable. Like, everyone up until this point has referenced we're not quite sure about Kick because he could turn up and do something crazy and enigmatic, or he could. But that makes you. It makes you really a wild card. In the scheme of things,
it's frustrating, man. Because deep down, and this is the way I approached the DubTee battle, and I said this to Bobby afterwards when he was talking about it. I'm a kid who grew up listening to rap. I'm a kid who wanted. Well, I'm not a kid. I'm 30, but I was a kid who grew up listening to rap. I'm a kid who wanted to rap, who knows he can rap, and knows that when he tries, he's actually quite good. The issue is now I've taken a couple of these risks and they've paid off. You know, I've won a couple battles because of them. Even the ones that people laugh at, the back bump for you, man. I've got a wrestling booking off of that. You know, that footage has gone. That footage has made it to the fucking WWE Performance Center, and that's from fucking reliable, reputable sources. And people got a fucking kick out of that. No pun intended. So. The fucking shoes off thing, as dumb as it was, I've seen comments of people saying that's the only thing they've shared. And like, I know I moan about it. I moan about people's perception about me, but it does pay off. But it's also frustrating that it pays off. I mean, maybe I want too much, you know. Maybe, you know, I've got to decide, do I want to be the rapper or do I want to be this guy? I mean, I can be both, but people are only going to view me as one. And I don't know, I guess people not recognizing... But I think you can do both. I think you can be recognized for skill and recognized for being a bit fucking wacky, man. I'm going off on a tangent here.
Well, no, but you two are probably better to discuss this than me. Like, how do you ride that line between what you want to do in a battle, like, I think this is sick, or I think this will go, versus, yeah, but the audience isn't going to... This particular audience isn't going to fuck with it, or they're going to take it the wrong... Whatever, right? How are you two going into battles and wrestling with that? Because in this tournament, you've seen it. I think in this episode in particular, you and there's someone else, I'm forgetting who it was, but you and Briggzy basically, where it's like, previous episode, we want to see this. All you did was meet that expectation of what the judges were after, and you got the plaudits for it. But one would argue that maybe then you're not able to attempt or do the things. And Crash, you're the same. Like, you've gone into battles most likely with a bunch of stuff that you thought, I'd have done that differently if it was just me watching this, but I've got to do it for people. Like, discuss.
I'll be honest with you, man. Like, probably my biggest weakness is I write stuff that I would personally enjoy. There's been plenty of times I've written bars that I probably know we're going to get a reaction, but it's just not what I enjoy. And this is the issue. Like, I could be a lot better if I stopped trying to entertain myself.
But it's hard, isn't it? Because you do it and it's like authenticity, isn't it? Like, this is the rap I want to rap. Like, do you know how many years they've told me to stop doing gun bars? But you can bet sure down your house in my next battle, I'm doing gun bars because that's the rap I like, bro. And yeah, I might be a better battle, but it depends what you're in rap battle for, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? I just can't help but be myself. And probably same as Kickers. Like, if I've had to dumb down all my good traits or all the bits that I like, I'd just be a default battler, and I feel like there's enough of them.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of them, man. And Stro, I've never actually had any intentions of releasing Locust. All my intentions have been just to raise your blood pressure. Don't worry. Do
you know why? I know, because you wouldn't have asked. You wouldn't have asked. If you was gonna do it, you wouldn't have asked, or you would have just, yeah. Is it okay? No. Well,
just think about this logistically. Like, how the fuck am I gonna first of all acquire live locusts? How am I going to transport?
Pets at home. You got pets at home.
Get them into the venue. How am I going to fucking be able to release them in the middle of a fucking battle on camera and then live without any fucking recourse or repercussion?
Tune into the next episode of Premier Battles to find out, ladies and gentlemen, because there's no way in hell we can't not see that now.
Let's do a GoFundMe for Kick. Let's do a GoFundMe for Kick and get these locusts over. Let's get them down to it.
Well, I think Stro would actually shoot me.
Stro is a. I mean, speaking as someone that's been on the end of Stro's ire, how do you feel about those segments? Because some of them are. I get where they're rooted in wanting you to do better or to go across better. Some of them are harsh. Like, and I've been at the end of one of those now as well, where it's like, fuck's sake, man. I'm like, what? What did I do? But like, as a competitor, again, you turn up wanting to smash it every single time. Like, how do you feel that you've performed in line with your own expectations so far?
Well,
like,
the crow thing.
Yeah. Because they were fairly critical. I think the crow battle was.
To be honest with you, what they said to me was not even a modicum of what I said to myself. The shit that I got for crow was way less than I fucking deserved. And I've been online and said this. Like, I was trash against crow. Like, admittedly, I can't. There's no hiding that. But I think overall, I do think I get a lot more shit than I should. And I think sometimes that spins a narrative about me. But yeah, I guess I bring some of it on myself, man. Like,
but it does seem to have been a bit of a warming to you. Like, again, Crash, you'll attest to this. I think I get the backhanded stuff, but I think that's only from a couple of people. The majority of people, including Cammy in the chat, by the way, have said it was great to see you get a win. Not only does it make the group more interesting generally, but they thought you did well, and people are happy to see you do well. Like, that's got to be encouraging.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It definitely is. I mean,
as a matter of fact, Stro has commented, I've never been harsh on Kick. I'll have to watch. We're going to need a battle rap VAR on that one, Stro. I rate Kick. I just want him to do well. Again, like, they want you to do well, and I think that's been shown to be true in the comment sections as well, man.
Yeah, no, it is, and I know what it's like, because what they look. Here's the thing: the frustration that I've got from Stro, that I've got from Trubs, that I've got from fucking Snoop, that I've got from fucking anybody who's ever been in a position of booking me and influencing me, where they've seen me, you know, put on tour de forces and good performances where they know I can fucking rap and do good performance. And then I just turn up and do some dumb shit. And I know that feeling because I have this discussion with myself. Like I said, I can't help myself. I'm addicted to stupidity. I get there in the mood. I get an idea in my head. And like with DubTee, like, I managed to restrain myself because there were a couple of things I was going to do in that battle, like, and I didn't do. Not that I'd planned. I planned to rap, but like, I was 6 feet away from a fucking guitar, and like, but I didn't.
That's sir. It's called ADHD.
I don't have ADHD. I don't have ADHD. I've taken enough amphetamines and got off my tits to know that I don't have ADHD.
Fairs.
That might be... Sorry, gentlemen. We've had the scariest comment I might have ever received. Stro. Fact. VAR it. My harsh is harsh. You, man, ain't seen nothing yet. What do you mean that we haven't seen anything yet? Like, he's been fucking really, like, stonewalling.
Show me pussy. Show me pussy. Show me.
Oh dear, what have I done?
Man, to be fair though, like I said, there's a difference. Look, there's a difference between Stro giving me shit because he booked me with doing something in mind, and you know, I spent 6 weeks trying to give him a stroke and then turn up and he nearly give him one. But other people, I just feel like I said, I'm just a bit salty about some of the backhandedness that's been made, and I'm just airing how I feel about it. But like, overall, I just think I'm underrated.
Okay.
And I think I proved why against DubTee, and like I said, I did the same against Redwolf. So hopefully, like, when that drops, like, people can, you know, finally remember it until something happens that makes people conveniently forget, like, the past 4 years.
Well, I want to throw it to Crash now, because we haven't actually recapped the battle yet. We should probably talk about the battle itself, because I mean, you took the win. So Crash, the DubTee versus Kick Nelly battle, thoughts?
I like the battle as a whole. I thought it was decent. DubTee, nothing like special, if that makes sense. No standout moments for me, really. It was kind of just a copy and paste DubTee of last time. Blade on kick, ice skates. That's not a gun bar. So why were you blade on kicking? I don't know. Yeah, man. I don't know. Dub's good, man. I got Dub going far in this tournament, but I want to see Dub like, I don't know, like destroy, like, you know what I mean? But Kick, I will say, my boy, you looked a lot more comfortable in this battle. You looked a lot more calm, may I say? Like you looked like you would have vet in this battle. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like your whole approach was a lot calmer, a lot more direct, and yeah, man, it seemed like you'd taken all the criticism on, and like you said before, and like I know you could do decent, bro. Like, but like I've seen you do mad shit, which to me is funny. But to you, like I've seen how it depriments your character and shit like that. That's not even a word, but you know what I mean. So it was nice to see you get a win, and I feel like you deserved it. And you're the first person on this show to let off a spoiler, but I look forward to you and Redwolf.
Yeah, I haven't let off any spoiler.
You just said you duffed it out.
I just said I had a really good performance.
Okay.
That doesn't mean the judges agree with my analysis, so does it? You know,
I don't know, because I know a good kick, a good like I don't.
Could have beaten Redwolf. I could have lost to Redwolf. I'm not giving any spoiler. I could have released a load of locusts and been fucking banned for life. We don't know what's happened. The only way you're going to find out is by watching Premier Battles live stream every Sunday night at 8 p.m.
Speaking of wrestling promos, the round one Dub seemed to fixate a little bit on the wrestling stuff. You battling him is giving me a complex. You had the battle rap. Right, gentlemen, what is the battle rap dream? I don't know what you guys are referring to when you say I had the battle rap dream. What is that? All right,
so the battle rap dream is basically every battler has had it. It's a couple weeks before a battle, typically. Usually when you've got nothing fucking written. So you dream you're in the pit, you're on the stage, and you're about to go and face your opponent, and you have no bars.
You don't know nothing, bro.
So you're going out there, bro, and you're dying. Like you're either choking or trying to freestyle or trying to remember 4 bars, and you're dying. And every single battle rapper, I kid you not, you can ask anyone from 9-2 all the way up to fucking Shotty Horror, has had that dream. I guarantee you.
It's a fact. It's a fact. It's a nightmare, bro. It's a stress.
Everyone has had it.
It's a stress.
Everyone has had that dream, bro. And they're like getting 30 by Deviant, like, or someone like that. Like,
yeah, and it's always someone dead. It's always a shit MC, and you're like, no, I got this. And you get on stage, and you're like, right, what did I write? Oh shit, I didn't write nothing. Fuck it. Yeah, it's a slow, painful death that you have to live. But yeah, it's real. It's a real battle rap dream.
If battle rappers in the comments, tell us if you've had that dream.
Tell us you've
not had that dream, bro. I don't believe it.
I just had to ask because I think it was Tony D that originally brought it up on Twitter months and months ago. So I had the battle rap dream, lads. I was like, what? And then it's been referenced since, but no one's ever talked about it. And it's like, oh, okay, fair enough. When you say that, okay, that makes... and Stroh's trying to take over the comment section by saying no response to Rash being harsh, interesting. Because apparently, Crash, you were very harsh on Dub just now. We've got to throw it to the VAR.
Yeah, it's my... But I didn't say I wasn't harsh. I never once stated that. I think I'm quite low.
See, Stroh, Crash owns it. See, he's owning it right now. Like, you just got to own it, brother. Just own that you turn up, stare at everyone until they wet themselves, and you go home again. That's kind of your job. Just be proud of it, man. Own that shit. It's cool. It's fine. It's okay. I turn up and annoy everyone. It's my job. I have to do it. I'm contractually obliged. It is what it is. But so, question for the gentleman. as far as the battle, the ebb and flowing of it, did we think it was a good battle? Do we think there was? It was. I know what you were saying about Dub maybe not hitting the strides and the highlights, whereas Kick was really consistent and hit those highlights. But was it a bit more backwards and forwards than we were expecting, or did we think it was a fairly clear-cut decision? The judges seemed to give it all to Kick. It was actually a fair. Was it 3-0?
No, it was 2-1.
Or was it 2? Oh, Matt, yeah. So Mav gave it 2-1, but you still picked up rounds. That's the important thing. I think we bring up the table, for instance. You've picked up 6 rounds as a result and 3 points. So you're now level on points with DubTee and Crow. Obviously, Crow's yet to battle Redwolf next week. But that's important, man. The fact that you've got the majority of the rounds from the decision as well as the points.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like I said, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't aware of what the actual scoring system was until. So for me, I was just like, right, I've just got to win, or even convince people I'd won. And like I said, even after the battle, I didn't know I'd won. You know, I didn't think I'd won. I didn't think I'd lost, but it was one of them. I was like, I'm not sure about this. So like, I wasn't really thinking in metric terms. Obviously, now I know the results of everything. So it's a bit different. Like, I can't really give you because at no point I never thought I've got 3 points on the board and 6 judges.
It's an interesting dynamic. I think you can only go for what you can go for in the room. Like, I think in round 2 is where you really picked up for me. Like the one that got me, the line that got me in this battle was when a girl asks for his number, he gives him his verse tracker. Like, that's fucking. That's really
I like
funny,
that,
man.
because only fucking neeks and nerds bring up verse tracker. Like, it's an actual thing that just, like, you know, if you're arguing with like a ScoMo or a fucking a Yanif, they're the ones that will draw for a fucking verse tracker. Shut the fuck up, bro. I like that bar. That bar was class.
That was cool.
It was the battle rap dream, man.
I thought that's one of those ones that is, again, casuals who are tuning into this show who aren't really familiar with battle rap will need it explaining, but once they have it explained, it's one of those ones that's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That's a good joke. And then in the third round, you felt like his uncle, and he's a Gen Z pussy. Your one redundancy for being Danny Jack. I thought that was harsh. It was harsh on you.
Fuck it. It's Danny Jack. You know, like the battle rap. A dream is law. Battle rap. Just dunking on Danny Jack for no reason is also allowed. Like, you know,
it's allowed. What do you mean it's allowed?
I mean, to be honest,
with people we can dunk on. Danny. Okay, there he is.
I'll be honest with you, right? That was something. That was actually a bar that I built from the first bar instead of the punch, and I just needed something that rhymed with fanny pack. So
that's cool.
It's your go-to.
And I feel seen when you say you've never been rickrolled or watched Channel U. I feel seen. You know what I mean?
Channel U, because even like they know Channel AKA, I think it changed to. So like, yeah, that was a good little throwback. I did enjoy.
Well, rickrolling is something that I had to explain to my 9-year-old the other day. She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "You wouldn't get it even if I explained it to you. It was just a thing that was fucking everywhere at one point, but an entire generation has no idea what it was." And it's just the fact that there's an entire generation that doesn't know what it is, and we're not doing anything about that is frankly disgraceful. Like, we need to be rickrolling everyone right now.
But you have thumbnails now. How can you rickroll someone with a fucking thumbnail?
Yeah.
Listen, that's why we've got to think more critically, gentlemen. We have an opportunity
we need to
here.
Get better. We need to
raise our levels a little bit, okay?
We need to get
all right.
Up in the game.
Listen, man, if tech companies can continually find new ways of stealing and harnessing my data, we can figure out a modern interpretation of the rickroll, okay?
Prem should upload a video, just like doing it confirmed, and then you click on it, and it's that fucking drum, and there's Rick Astley.
Do it, man. Prem, make it happen, cowards. I want to get rickrolled on the next fucking stream. If it doesn't happen, 2 thumbs down, 0 out of 10. Rating the episode.
Surely that's fucking old enough to be fucking public domain now, anyway.
That's an intermission. Yeah, that's an intermission.
Bro, I'm perfectly happy. I'm giving you permission to have Rick Astley play before me against Redwolf.
I want it.
I not only condone it, I encourage it.
I encourage it.
There you go. But there,
you have my plea, sir.
Any other thoughts on the battle kick? Like in terms of the prep leading up to it, or how you felt after the battle, like because they didn't interview you guys, or at least air an interview with you guys. I was a bit.
Air it, which is a shame.
Oh, okay.
My interview was fucking brilliant.
I was disappointed. I thought that was going to be for you guys as well, and I thought you gave a really interesting interview the first time round. It got again the understandable levels of.
It was that on steroids, and it was brilliant because LS Dean is such a perfect fucking straight guy.
Yeah. He's LS Dean. I think brings it out of people a bit better. I think he's got a way of being able to. I think so. I think he can. He's just.
No, it was because he said straight guy, innit? Sorry, my bad.
Oh, with that. Sorry.
I'm my bad. Sorry.
I was fixating on his hosting
Someone
skills.
Has
Sorry.
To do the immature thing, innit? And that will always be me. Forever be me.
I gotta remember it's a battle rap stream. I can't just, I've gotta think of the double, triple, quadruple entendres at any given point.
No, that was no pun intended. Yeah, but LS Dean was a really good straight man, like for my shit, and like sort of going into it and like doing more interviews. It's like there's something there that works. So whenever he interviews me, and just in the future, like you're gonna see and I think those segments are a great chance to really just be creative and shit. Like everyone's, I'm here, I want to beat someone, and I think I won the battle. Like, no, be a character, bro. Like,
yeah, I think that's the problem. Is like there's obviously default questions that you wanna ask at these things, but like Dean was good at like rolling with unorthodox questioning and then carrying it on, not skipping to the next question, letting you elaborate and like kind of poking you and nudging you to like be more of a character, which will shine through the more we go on through this tournament.
But no,
I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even think we're at like the like when you watch like I don't know Beast Games, Squid Games, anything, and you don't even really know who's gonna win yet. But then after the group stage, when it gets to them. That gritty stage of like cutthroat, I think that's when the intensity rises, to be honest. Yeah. And we'll start having proper favorites.
I've never seen Beast Games. I've never seen Traitors. I have no idea what you're talking about.
What the fuck? All right, Big Brother, like any game show where it's like bare people at the start and then they start kicking off the shit ones or the quiet ones and you're like, yeah, they're filler characters. And there's like maybe one or two stand out. But then when you get to like semi-finals, do you know what I mean? Like there's like 8 of them left. Start seeing.
How akin is it to the wacky races? That's my frame of reference for eliminations.
Fuck did you just say, bro?
The wacky races.
No, that's the same 8 characters.
Yeah. So they have 8 characters and then throughout the thing, and Dick Dastardly tries to win and then doesn't, and he always loses. Usually right at the end. He could have just won if he'd have gone. Like how similar are they?
Yeah, it's like we'll go with
there
that.
There is no comparison.
It's
two gentlemen here
it's
didn't
just
spend
so
their
wrong,
formative
but
years
we'll just
watching
let
Cartoon Network. It seems motherfuckers making me feel old, son. Old as shit.
No. We're like, bro. We're
aware of what wacky races.
Why aren't you more excited to talk about wacky races then? It's fucking
because
brilliant.
It had nothing to do with the fucking example I gave.
What, Mr. Beast? You mean whoever the devil that is?
Just like a game show, game show.
All right.
Anyway, when we get further into the rounds, I'll explain. They'll be like, "We're here now, gentlemen. We're here."
So,
okay, Kick.
You wanted to hear about DubTee, the battle.
Yeah.
My thoughts going into it. So the prep started off with best intentions. We only had 4 weeks to prep for this between Crow and that, and I sort of wasted 2 weeks. Can't remember what I was doing. It was October. And now I got to a week before the battle. But the difference between that and the Crow battle was I was a lot more intent on it. I'll be honest with you, man. I didn't actually think that much of the material going in. I don't think it's my best stuff. And I don't know why everyone's saying it's my best performance. I think it's good. I think a lot of people...
Best performance in the tournament, or do you mean
best performance for me?
Nah, I don't think it's one of your best.
No, bro. I was watching a couple of other my battles last night, and I was like, much better than that. But like, I think Dub did a lot better than people are giving him credit for.
I don't think he was bad. It's just he did good in his first round battle, and he did good round in this. But it was nothing like, raw, okay, like, do you know what I mean? It was just, it was kind of like, I wouldn't say it like above mid, if that makes sense.
Oh, no, I thought he had some good stuff. There's some good buys. Like I said, I mean, it's weird. I thought he would have gone for more because my issue with Dub was like writing for him. I really didn't have a lot to work with. Like, he's all right. He's fat. He's young.
Apart from he's a U and he's fat and
Yeah,
the
that's
RX
all I
battle
knew.
rap
He's
thing.
from Coventry.
Yeah.
His first name may or may not have been Will.
May or may
I'm
not have. It's
writing name
crazy.
flips for Will and Willie, and I'm like, is this actually his fucking name? Like, because I called him it once, like, and he answered. So I'm like, all right, well, you know, so like, that was sort of difficult because I guess it also was made it good because like, right, I don't have a lot to work with. I like, so you could write the better. Well, sometimes, you know, and I think people have this issue with me is like sometimes you get spoiled with an angle and you know, you're there, you know, trying to do with everything. I was like, right, well, this guy's young, he's fat, like, let's belittle him. Let's make DubTee, this big, angry guy, look like a child. Let's make him, you know, let's completely like I'm trying to think of the word. Let's belittle him and discredit like his status as an adult. And like, well, that's the story I'm
undermine him type.
Yeah. That's the story I'm going to try and tell. So when he says all this good shit, people are going to be like, well, look, this is just like he's never even paid fucking rent. Like, so that's the sort of thing. And the fat jokes, like I saw Redwolf do the fat jokes.
And it just failed miserably.
It fell flat. So I was like, right, if I'm going to write about him being fat, let's not write about the fact he's fat. Let's attack his character with his weight and also put him in situations that are absurd. And like this is like what a lot of people don't get with jokes. Like the joke isn't the butt of a joke. The joke is not that DubTee's fat. The way you make it funny is you put him in an absurd situation. And it's the same with anything. Like when you realize that, you can go to that well as many times because you're putting these pictures in people's heads. And so like every fat joke I wrote, like, because my second was basically around the fat jokes. Like, so it's just like, right, well, how can I just make this so silly and over the top? Like that, this
it's like, yeah, I hear
this
that.
mental image I put in people's heads, they can't help but laugh. If I just said, oh, you've got like, I don't know, 4 chins or you eat lots of food or whatever, like it's gonna fall flat, you know. So that was basically like the way I approached the battle, right? Was just keep it simple and good. Let's not try these elaborate angles. Let's not try, you know, right, 4-bar setups, make it multi, try and connect the bars with a rhyme so it doesn't, you know, feel like I've just assembled a load of 4s and 2s together and called that around, which is something, you know, I've been guilty of in the past. So I tried to, you know, which actually, you look at my first, like, that's probably the best cadence I've had in a long time because everything felt like it complemented each from a rhythmic point, not a thematic point, and that is like one of my weaker elements. And after the battle, I'll be real with you, after the battle, I thought I'd lost. I didn't think that he was better than me. I thought, you know, he'll get the judge's decision. Like, he had the flip, which is a big moment, and that's always going to resonate with people. I mean, personally, I thought the flip was a bit Charlie clips. I've seen people do stuff like that before. I don't think it was necessarily anything that special. Like, don't get me wrong, it was quick, but like I thought it would have been a 2-1 either way. Like, I'd have given myself a first and given myself a second, giving him the third, and the first like would have been depending on what your mileage was on the wrestling bars. Because if you got the wrestling bars, great, but like I think he went to town a lot with that. And like, if you haven't watched wrestling, you're not going to get the Bill Goldberg reference. You're not going to get the Bryan Danielson reference. You're not going to get any of that. And then before you know, it's 40 seconds of a round gone. So like, I was I wasn't confident that I'd won it afterwards, actually, or that I was going to get the decision. I thought I'd won, but I didn't think like. I still think it's a lot closer than people give it credit for. But yeah, but that's just like my overall thoughts on the battle. Like, he was sick. Like, he's some really good shit for me. I don't think he was underwhelmed. I don't think he slept on me. I don't think he took the win for granted. I think he may have been a bit burnt out at that point in terms of like his schedule before that, you know, which is very easy. You know, sometimes very hard to find motivation for things. But yeah, be interesting to see how he does against Crow.
Can I ask a slightly controversial question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I try and get battlers these days more than I used to. Frost I just had on, and one of the things I had to admit to him is I didn't get you. When I watched your stuff, especially at No Loose Chat where he did the concept round of 2 minutes, no reactions, hits it on the dot, didn't get it. Since I've tried to get him, and I've tried to get other battlers, and that's improved my understanding, but also my enjoyment of them. But I think one of the things that I see in you, and I see it in the comment section, and I see it sometimes to the extent within Prem themselves, is I'm not sure they get you. I think I do. I think you're punk rock as far as battle rap is concerned. You're the guy that goes, why fucking not? I think it's great, and if someone else doesn't think it's great, don't really care. I think it's great and I'm going to do it. Now, that is always going to be different and scary and a little bit perplexing to people, but it is different. It's unique. It speaks to a different type of an audience. It also means that it gives you that individualism that I think a lot of battle rappers do not have at the moment because they fit in with the criteria of things. Is my assessment of you correct in that sense? Are you trying to be a bit contrarian and a bit antagonistic and a bit anachronistic to battle rap in the UK as it stands? Or is that just sort of a byproduct of what you're doing, trying to be the best battler that you can? Like, how close is my assessment of you as the punk rock of battle rap in the UK?
I'd say you're halfway there. Let me turn this extractor off. I'd say you're halfway there. I don't try to be anything. There's no deliberateness in this. I don't try to be contrarian or different. Like,
but can I inject that just a second? I don't want to disagree with you, but I think maybe there is some of that because your interview in particular, you were looking dead down the camera, saying,
"Oh yeah, the interview
this is Premier Battles. This is where winning matters." Like, you were ramming it down their throats that I don't believe in this where winning matters bollocks. I'm here to be Kick Nelly. I'm here to do my thing and to be entertaining doing that. But that is going to rub people up a certain way because it's that thing of, well, who does this guy think he is? Who does this guy think he is doing things that don't make sense to me as an audience member? All the while forgetting there's plenty of people like me, frankly, who watched that and went, that's fucking funny, man. That's really cool. That's real punk. I like it. Like, I think part of you is doing that on purpose. I think part of you knew that would rub them up the wrong way and did it knowing you could tank it because you've got the skills to back it up. You're not just doing it for attention. You're doing it because you can back it up in the ring when you need to.
Yeah, there's an element of that. I lean into that, but that's not like something I set out to be. Like, that's just naturally who I am as a person. I'm very naturally dry. I'm very naturally argumentative. I look at, don't take them seriously because obviously I take battle rap seriously. Like, I fucking, I wouldn't travel 5.5, 6 hours and spend 100 quid in travel and drive myself nuts, talking to myself in my living room 2 nights before the battle, trying to remember my fucking bars. Like, but what we do is absurd.
Yeah.
This battle rap is absurd. And I think a lot of people try and take it too seriously. And I recognize it for what it is. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, battle rap is ridiculous. It's absurd. It's wacky. It's out there. And I treat it as that. And like, whether people can agree with me, disagree, it doesn't mean that I don't respect it or don't care about it. It's just how I view battle rap. And the way I approach it, you know, I'm not going to fucking talk about, you know, stock and try and be serious and stand there and like really be, I mean, I've got something to say. I've got something to say. And there's been rounds where I've done it like that. But like, overall, the way I conduct myself is how I conduct myself, you know, and that's how I am in most things in life. You know, I'm not going to turn up to battle rap like I'm in a fucking meeting with the bursar of the Cambridge University trying to sign me a fucking contract for however many thousand fucking pounds worth of work. You know, I'm going to treat it like I'm standing in a pub with another fucking guy. I have long hair, earrings, and tattoos. There's a load of other people around me who are drunk, who want to be entertained. This is weird. This is weird. Two men are standing at each other, exchanging insults in rhythmic form. Why am I taking this seriously? Why am I talking about it like I'm analyzing a fucking football match or putting my fucking heart and soul into it? Especially when, you know,
I put my heart in this.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I put work into it, but like,
I do understand. The premise is, because again, not being funny, the reason I asked that question is very simple. I don't agree.
I do care.
I don't agree with how Prem sometimes package this, because I think they're getting away from the point. The point is new people. And the way you get new people is by kind of leaning into the things that are observably true. Like when I say to people, I love battle rap, and they go, what's that? Saying it simply is mad. It's, well, these two guys are going to stand in a room, they're going to take turns saying mean things that rhyme about each other. Now that sounds mad until you inject. Yes, but there's drama, there's comedy, there's tension, there's a competitive element, there's skill levels, there's all sorts of different dynamics, there's different concepts, there's different executions, and then the characters within it. You fall in love with the individual performers. There's so much depth to it. But summing it up in a sentence is kind of mad, but that's how you got to get people through the door anyway. You kind of pique their interest in the madness of it, and it goes from there. Like, I don't think there's anything controversial about pointing out the fact that it's a form of competition, but it's a form of competition that's been formulated in a way that allows for the expression and the entertainment value to shine through. But that takes time for it to sit with an audience. I totally take your point. And I think the counter to it would be the people who say that, yeah, but obviously I put a lot of time, energy, effort. It's part of my personality. It's part of my identity. It's part of my culture. It runs deep in how I think and approach things. But both of those viewpoints can be valid and true at the same time. That's what I love about it.
Be both.
Yes, exactly. 100%.
See why it's a massive like divide in this thought process in some people's fucking heads. Like,
but I think it's great that both of them do exist in this tournament. For instance, you've got all of those different viewpoints and dichotomies coming at it. I'm sorry. I'm conscious of the fact that time is waning onwards, and I do want to steer it back to the plan that me and Crash had, which is we do want to just also get your thoughts on what you've got next, i.e., the next battle on the tournament, and your thoughts and feelings on what you've got next.
What, Redwolf?
Indeed.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, his second battle is airing next week on Sunday, so we'll know more about how he's adapted from the first to the second battle. But you've had two. You'd be moving into your third. How do you feel about that matchup going into it?
Well, I know at this point, so sort of like that I have to win. Like, irrespective of whether the DubTee battle, whether I had knowledge on how that went, I had to win. Fucking butter. And I know that it's in my hands. I can't be relying on DubTee to get a win over Crow or Crow to beat Redwolf. Like, I made that decision on the train heading back from the Crow battles. Like, I have to win the next two battles. If I want to advance, I have to win them. And even then, there's a chance I could win them both and still not advance. based on like other results. So that's the way I was approaching that battle. As far as Redwolf goes, right, I seem to be in a minority here. And when I was talking to a lot of people about it, I think Redwolf is actually a lot better than people give him credit for. He doesn't do himself any favors, but like I went back and watched a lot of Redwolf stuff, and like once you get past like, you know, the hibbity bibbity stuff, like he's actually quite good. And I don't think that he ever gets the credit that he deserves. And once again, I think he brings that upon himself. So I wasn't taking Redwolf lightly. I think a lot of people were sort of going like, "Oh, Redwolf's that," like almost even talking to me like that was a win they were taking for granted, and I never was going to treat it as such, especially knowing that, you know, there's a chance that my position in the tournament could rest on that performance. So that's like sort of like obviously going back a few months, you know, because that was a couple of months ago now, like sort of how I was thinking, you know, going in. That was sort of my mindset going in, you know. He's better than people give him credit for, and I need to win. I need to make an impact. Like, I either go through or I go out on my shield. Like, you know, that's literally the mindset I had going into that battle. You know.
Crash, any thoughts on Kick's performance and any thoughts on his potential win/loss against young Redwolf? Do you think he's got what it takes to beat him?
Yeah, man. On paper, I say, I don't know. I understand what Nick's saying about Redwolf is good, and there is an element to him that we have to respect. Like, his writing does have effort and time and skill put into it, but performance-wise, I just don't know what it is, man. It's just something lacking. Where I feel like when Nick cracks down on an opponent, he's very good when he's comfortable in a good space. And like, yeah, the way Nick's speaking about wanting to win, that's the kind of energy I need. So on paper, I got Nick winning, man. And I got Nick going far in the tournament. I just wanted to take it seriously.
We've also got probably, I think, the reaction of the night from this battle in, where is it? There it is. I fuck women and grow tomatoes.
Grown man
He sure
shit.
does, ladies and gentlemen. He sure does.
Grown man shit.
I do.
Kill him and tend to your plants like Leon. So that, mate, say what you like. That got everyone in the room reacting, and you had to run it back. Like, that didn't happen almost at all in this episode, and it was the biggest one, and it caught everyone off guard and made them
It caught me off guard. I was not expecting anything from that. Like, I'll be honest with you, and I've used it since. Like, I've been told by people, like, make that your thing. Like, but yeah, I mean, I do enjoy intimate relationships with the fairer sex and growing absolutely beautiful, fucking fleshy, sweet aromas in the garden and making all sorts.
I never heard it been called any of those things, so I believe you, bro. You're more of a fan than I am, bro. I never heard it been called that before at all.
I don't go fucking anything,
what?
so yeah, I've got nothing on that.
I grow variable species, man. Like, ask Bobby. He's had like 2 care packages off of me. Like, they're good shit, man.
Nice. 2 final things then. Is it any good? Like, you've been cooking it since you've been on air. Like, you can't just eat it and then not comment on it.
What
like,
is it, Spags?
Is it any good?
Yeah, it is just a spaghetti bolognese that, like,
Yeah.
it's a very lazy meal. There's some red wine in there. We got some thyme, some oregano, bit of kosher salt, bit of pepper. We've got some chopped up carrots. Obviously, start with the garlic and onions. I cook everything in, where the fuck is it? In extra virgin olive oil. So I've got like different. We used Crete Gold today.
Right. That's a spenny one.
While we're here,
That's a spenny one.
Can I just show? I just want to show
that olive
this.
oil, bro.
And
Yeah, that's a man that hasn't got 3
Premier
kids,
Battles
bro.
Cooking
That's
with.
a man that
And this
hasn't got
week
3 kids.
we have Kick Nelly, and he's cooking a spaghetti bolognese.
I just want people to appreciate.
You see that top shelf olive oil?
Question is he
Lord,
going to
that's
add some
mad.
cream fraiche?
No.
What the fuck is this? We're literally a cooking show now. Jesus Christ.
No, we're not a cooking show. No, we are just appreciating.
We're looking at your spice rack. What the fuck do you mean we're not a
Kick,
cooking
bro.
show?
It's
Big
massive.
up Kick, bro.
Look,
That's Henny.
Matey, dried fenugreek leaves. I did have some homegrown oregano.
Lord, what else did you expect when like Kick Nelly?
When I started this show, I had visions of it being a legitimate journalistic battle rap program, one of real vigor and, you know, kind of...
The next guest, get your spice rack up.
Put them on your chips. Fucking great. Like, star anise, be careful with this. Chop them up before you put them in. The licorice taste will ruin your meal. Like, this has been Kick Nelly. I don't cook any of that microwave shit. Thank you for joining me, my co-host Lorne Riceley and Crash. Thank you for having us.
All I was going to say was you got to add some parsley and coriander to your spaghetti bolognese. It deepens the flavour of the beef.
No, because I've already put thyme and oregano in it. You
Doesn't do the same thing.
Are we
gotta
really
trust me on this,
herbing
baby.
off? Are you man really herbing off now?
I'm just saying, if I'm going to tuck my 2 cents in. Okay, seriously, final question. How have you found the tournament thus far? Have you enjoyed the experience of it?
Yeah, man, I've really enjoyed it. Look, it's got me interested in UK battle rap again.
Cool.
Being brutally honest with you, like I haven't given a shit about UK BR in a couple years. Like, just not, and that's not a knock on what's going on or a knock on whatever. You just get bored of things after a while, and being at the tournament, watching the performances, watching people I didn't know who were quite good, watching, you know, people like Bowski come back, you know, it's really reinvigorated my interest as a fan, you know. So as a battler, I think it's rejuvenated me a bit, and as a fan, it's also rekindled my interest. But yeah, also Spirit really looks like Dylan Roof. Prem keep deleting my comment, or it's not going through, but he really looks like Dylan Roof. Just literally Google a picture of Dylan Roof and look at Spirit.
I'm doing it now, so I don't know who the fuck that is.
He shot up at church.
Oh, that's great. That's
God.
That's fine. Okay. That's what you want to
Am I
put
lying?
That's when you're
Am I
shopping
lying?
for advertisers. That's what you want to do.
It was the mix of the
am
image
I lying?
flashing up and the explanation at the same time hitting my brain, and I was like, yeah, he did it, man. He did it, bro.
Am I lying?
Well,
Am I lying?
okay. So I'm gonna do something very dangerous because I presume
Dye that hair
Crash.
black.
I presume.
Yo.
Do
You're
we
not
have
shooting off the
anything?
shirt.
Do we have anything else to say about this episode, or should we throw to Kick to see us out with a promo of sorts?
I believe the last thing we have to discuss on our agenda is next week's show.
We do. I mean,
Or are we gonna let it?
I think we can let it breathe this week because I think since everyone's had a run,
Pagan 30. Whoa.
wow, strong. Okay, all right. Well, an early prediction from Crash 3-0. But yeah, I think my general wrap up of this episode is that everything seemed to be just improved incrementally. You're seeing the development of it in a bit. You've seen some of the guys respond to some of the criticisms and the comments and up their games respectively. And I don't think there was a bad battle on this card. So I think just in generally, the fact that we're seeing this incremental improvement week to week is great. And I look forward to next week's, and I hope of more of the same. So I guess, number one, thanks to, let's go, Enigma the Prophet was in the chat. Gus Buff was in the chat. We had one, Nick Kelly was in the chat. Wonder what he's up to. We had Stro. We had Caveman and Cammy. And I think that's everyone. So thank you all for joining us on this wonderful Monday evening. Crash was hosting this, and I just hijacked it at certain points. I do that. It's my thing. Crash, promo, socials, anything?
At Simply Crash on Instagram. At I'm a Crash Out on everything else. Nah, man, I'll be here next week. You know what, one.
And so, final word goes to an
Take us away,
engorged
bro.
Kick Nelly,
Take
who's
us away, bro.
soaking in.
Rejuvenating in that
Yeah,
meal. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the HP is like
He's really going to town on that spaghetti bolognese. Final word / pro. And note that I will cut to black on this. So yeah, let's see what happens. Kick Nelly. Final word, my friend.
Yeah, let's just see what happens.
Let's just see what happens, man. This can only
Message for the people.
One thing we can guarantee is this can only end well.
April 18th. Kick Nelly versus Caveman. Here's the difference between me and Caveman. Caveman doesn't cut onions. Caveman comes home from a long day at work and he opens a microwave. That's the difference between me and Caveman, is I cut onions.
Oh.
Oh.
I fight through the tears. And you can join us and you can see what happens there. On the 18th of April, at Beast Anglia presents This Feels Like a Threat. We have Caveman versus Kick Nelly. We have Sam Essay versus Dynamic Mike. We did have Crash versus Crumpet, but that's not happening anymore. We've got Kingsley Thunder versus the Cobra Commander. We've got a load of other battles I've forgotten about. We've got Jay Soldier versus Barry Glitter. Like, this is a card. In fact, fade to black on Barry Glitter.
I can't believe he was.
Please
that was uncalled for, man.
Black on Gary Glitter.
That was uncalled for.
Black on Barry Glitter.